Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid November 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Leos in early to mid-November? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Leo early to mid-November. What's the vibe? What's the energy for my good friends? Okay, maybe we'll pick up where we left off last week, and that could be really nice. Okay, so this image, it always gives me a little chuckle, just because like the lady is growing a tree out of her head. This is great for mental things. I mean, unless you got a whole lot on your mind, that's a little overwhelming. But there's a lot of cool symbolism here that deals with the thought process or thoughts in general. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk about this interesting looking character. So as you can see, we have this lady. She's wearing a mask. She has a tree growing out of her head, and the tree is bearing fruit. Very fertile mind, right? And she is surrounded by all different books. So this does deal with knowledge. Now, for some of you, maybe you have a thirst for knowledge or a thirst for knowing about something. So especially if there's certain things going on where it's like, I need to know more. I need more information. I need more input. It's like giving me that kind of vibe, which could be good. Now is a great time to learn new things, start any new thing. I really like it for that. Again, great ideas too. In the positive sense, it's like I'm connecting the dots or eureka moments, or like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm surprised I didn't think about that sooner. So there's a lot of positive here. But as I already mentioned, this could sometimes be a little overthinky, where it's like, all right, there's just a lot on my mind, right? Like the lady literally has a damn tree growing out of her head. So just watch out for that. Again, I know it's easier said than done to try to calm the mind, whether it's grounding or meditation. If it's like spinning thoughts, spirit might be just trying to get you to distract yourself. I don't mean to say that as a cop out, but we're just going to let her chill over there. A lot of energy and information absorption with this card. So let's just put her down and let's get into tarot. She could keep doing her thing. Don't want to disturb her studies. But yeah, we're going to get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. So let's shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Leos. And while we do, let's talk about last week's reading. I love the energy. It was titled An Unexpected Win. Now, I always say wins come in all different shapes and sizes. So whether it's a monetary one, a work one, personal relationships, stroke of good luck, to me, it's like, and it could even be a situation I was giving you a hard time that suddenly frees up in a positive way. So the energy was very supportive, and I hope you did get one. And just know the energy could bleed over for a couple weeks, so you might not be done counting your wins just yet. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Leo, early to mid-November. What do we got? What do we got for our beautiful friends here? Okay, King Swords. Yeah, so same thing with the knowledge and information. Like he's really tied into that energy as well, if you're not connected to an air sign, of course. Let's get that King Swords right there. Extremely strategic, no BS, no nonsense type of energy, that's for sure. Let's get a couple more. Let's get a couple more here for Leo, early to mid-November. Now, a lot of people showing up for some reason. So we have the Page of Pentacles. Good, different, way different than the King of Swords, that's for sure. And then right here on the back end, we have the 3 of Pentacles. More people, groups of people. So far, the energy seems okay to me. It's a little too earthy. I mean, Leos could work with earth, but let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I always look at the elements first. That informs us how things are moving or the areas of life that could be taking precedent right now. And I already mentioned there's a lot of earth. Page of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. Now, a lot of earthy energy can be good. It's good for money. It's good for studies. It's good for business and work and all that kind of stuff. It also represents the world that we live in. So home, family. So if the world itself is a stage, pentacles are the stage. So we do want to look at this further. The only challenge with it is the fact that sometimes earthy energy could be very heavy and it could be long lasting, and sometimes it can get stuck or feel stuck. So as a fire sign, and I'm a fellow fire sign, we might have to keep a close eye on that. Here on the front, we have air, so that ties into the whole mind thing. The swords, they represent the mind, the thought process, intelligence, communication. So there's a lot of communication going on here, too. There's a lot of chit chat, a lot of talking, a lot of conversating going on. So we're going to have to dig into that a lot further. The downside to the King of Swords, he could be a little stern, right? He could be a little mean sometimes, little cold. And we're going to look into him. All swords could be that, but we're going to have to look into him further. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. So position number one, we're starting here with the King of Swords, and we see him there, big air sign energy. So for some of you, whether it's placements you have or someone you're connected to, think Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Now, the King of Swords, as with all kings, controls the suit that he is attached to. So this is someone that's trying to keep their mind right, keep their head on straight. He could also be controlling a narrative. That's another thing we want to watch out for, because the King of Swords is extremely strategic and plan based. And see, we just knocked over that page a little bit as we are grabbing them out. So in the good sense, again, strategy, planning, it's good for looking at the future. It's very, very intelligent. So it's like I'm seeing things clearly. So if you're on a quest for some sort of knowledge, King of Swords is like, all right, you'll get it. But as I was already mentioning, the downside with this card could be very serious, could be very stern, could be very cold. Sometimes it could even be angry, mad, mean, vindictive. So we don't want to dig into that too much. We'll see what the clarifier is. And I also say he could show up on the scene when something serious is going on. So whether it's a situation in general or something Spirit wants you to take a closer look at. Now, moving to the middle, and we're going to put this King of Swords right back by the amethyst. Maybe he'll chill out a little bit. Maybe that'll soothe his energy. But moving to the middle, we have the Page of Pentacles, so Earth sign, as I'm sure a lot of you already deduced. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, pages also represent new, and they also represent youthful individuals. So whether it's people younger than you, it doesn't just have to be that, though. I always say all pages are students and communicators. So see how we have this theme from front to back already about knowledge acquisition, or I'm getting information, I'm pulling it in. This is a huge part of speaking, too. So whether it's conversations you have, conversations that come in towards you, we just want to take a closer look at it because there's so many moving parts. Because although we see so many people, and I'm feeling so many people in the spread, I'm not seeing the Leo energy here yet. Now, the downside to the Page of Pentacles, he's not mean like the King of Swords can be. It's not cold. Sometimes this card could be a little flaky, so it could start something and then stop. Put 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Say something and then walk it back. So watch out for energy like that. And it could also be very bashful, especially since it's next to the King of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. It's like, oh, I want to say something. Maybe not. Oh, I want to talk about this. Maybe another time. So we're going to have to look at this Page of Pentacles. Now, we're going to put him right back by the King. On the back end, we have the Three of Pentacles. And as I was already showing you there, it's a group of 3 people. And it looks like they're in a cathedral of some sort. They're working together as a group or unit. This is one of the cards that I do connect to with schooling, business, work, vocation, stuff like that. This is extremely artisanal type of energy. It's creating something, but it's not doing it alone. This is a huge part of teamwork. So teamwork makes the dream work. All threes can represent third-party things. We're not going to hyper focus on that. Usually this is an energy that seems to be working well together, normally. The downside to the Three of Pentacles, there could be somebody that's very difficult to work with, where it's like, oh, why do you gotta be like that? Why are you being difficult on purpose? Like, it's one of those. I generally like it, but with all the people showing up here, you really might need to protect your energy in the short term, especially like with the 2 cards on the front, the energies here. You might be more susceptible to take on the energy of those around you. But we're just going to let that be. I want to dive deeper on all this, Leo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Leo, please? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message. which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the king. We'll see what he has to say. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Leo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the King of Swords here? Why is the King of Swords in the mix? And another person. Are we surprised? So we have the Page of Cups in the upright. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this energy. I'm very cautious about it for some reason. So obviously we do have energy around communication and conversations here. And to me, this feels like somebody choosing their words wisely. So it's like, all right, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say this. Then I'm going to say that. It's like I'm planning on what I'm going to say. And if they say this, then I'll say that. Or if they say this, then I'll say that. There's like a lot of thought process going in about how someone's going to approach just tons and tons of people. Now, the good thing about this, for those of you, I mean, I'm not sure how social you are. Everyone has different levels of being social. If there's someone you're wanting to speak to, if there's someone you're wanting to talk to, all of this energy is come towards your Leo magnetic vibe, right? The Leo magnetism. So it's like, all right, well, here they come. The energy's coming and it's coming your way. I don't see you having to exert a lot of power, so you might be extra magnetic in this time. It's like, yeah, all right, they're coming in. But this one's coming in with a plan. That's how it feels. And I seen that for you about a month ago, like maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, where it's like, no, very strategic. This is what I'm going to do. This is how it's going to go. It's very cut and dry. Another thing I'm picking up here, like notice this king is surrounded by pages. It's like this king has minions too. Again, I don't want to turn this into a whole negative thing, but watch out for people that seem to have sway over others, where it's like the king calls the shots and these people follow, go and do what he says. So we're going to have to see what's up as we move along. Now, normally this Page of Cups, which is water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, very much emotionally expressive. I usually think it's really good. This is someone who has a lot of backup, though. I don't know why it's coming through like that, but there's a lot of energy moving your way. That could be a good thing for some of you. Um, in the upright, the Page of Cups is good. If it was in reverse, I'd be like, oh, this energy is like being quite mean. But to me, I feel like it's planned. Like this person, like, so even if it seems like a random thing or a random talk, to me, there's like a purpose behind it, if that makes sense. Let's keep moving. Let's see what the Page of Pentacles has. Very odd. So we'll see. I mean, are we going to get all court cards and threes and papal cards? Who knows, right? I'm going to give it one more shuffle just to be sure. But let's see what's up with the Page of Pentacles. Why is the Page of Pentacles here for my lovely Leos? Early to mid-November. Thank you. Okay, another person. We got the Emperor in reverse underneath this Page of Pentacles. This is an energy that's trying to make itself look not threatening, too. This is so bizarre. Okay, big Aries energy here. Normally, Aries energy works very well with Leo energy. So the fact that it's in reverse, like, remember I said earlier in the reading, it's like somebody controlling a narrative. When we got the King of Swords and the Emperor, like these energies are like, no, this is what needs to be said. This is how it needs to go. But the Emperor in reverse, the King of Kings, tells me like, oh, but this person's not. They're trying to, but it's not working. They're trying to control the narrative, but they can't quite do it for whatever reason. Now, the Emperor, aside from Aries, as I mentioned, has a lot of similar things to the King of Swords. Control base, we already mentioned that. Strategic in its thinking, we all kind of already went through that. He is the King of Kings, big shot caller. Remember what I was saying about minions? So it's like this person's trying to control it, this person's kind of trying to control it, but this person's kind of winning out. So it's like, watch out for power struggles. Try not to get pulled into them. Because once again, a lot of the energy that's presenting itself to me is like the people around you. So again, you got a lot of things coming your way for better or for worse, but there is a potential for you to get pulled into other people's stuff or group things, especially with this Emperor in reverse underneath it. Now, in the most positive sense, this alignment could be, remember I was saying here, it's someone that may seem like they weren't planning it, and like there's something here where the conversation goes a little sideways or comes in out of nowhere too. So there's just so many different energies moving your way. Let's keep moving over to the Three of Pentacles. We'll see. It's like everyone's showing up. Everyone's showing up to the party for some reason. So let's see what's up with the Three of Pentacles. Then we'll do our recap. So why is it here for my lovely Leos? And Can you guess? Can you take a wild guess? So we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay, so the vast majority of this spread this week is focused on, I don't want to say it's just focused on other people's energies, because the way we could be looking at it is how it affects you. So watch out for like chain reactions where like people that you're closely attached to or people you work with, there's like something going on and I don't want you getting pulled into it. There's a big potential for that to happen. Now, the Queen of Cups in reverse underneath the Three of Pentacles can be good. This could be like a venting sesh. This could be like if someone needs to get something off their chest, they speak it. There's also an energy here that could potentially be like a mediator, where it's like, okay, you don't agree, let's talk this out. So I think this is okay, but I just don't like all the underlying conflict that I'm seeing within this reading overall, especially like for what it could mean to you, especially if you get pulled into it. Usually in the upright, she's very caring. She is very soft and creative. I love the Queen of Cups energy. But when she shows up in reverse, it's either someone pouring emotions out. So we have like all this communicating and talking with the Three of Cups, feels a little gossipy too. So that's another thing I'm picking up here, Leo, like with all this energy and this energy, and they're competing. Now the Queen of Cups in reverse under the Three of Pentacles, it's like I'm telling everybody, I'm telling everybody. So in the positive sense, this could represent somebody getting assistance, talking to somebody, getting something off their chest. But at the same time, this could be somebody saying too much. So in this time, watch what you tell other people, because this does feel like someone could potentially be gossiping. So whether they're presenting it to you, we're just going to have to, I mean, we'll see if it shows up in the shadows as well. But it has a potential to get a little messy. But let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. I would say, luckily, most of the energy presenting itself would be outside stuff. So if you're a private type of individual, you stay in your lane, mind your own business, great, you should be fine. But to me, it's like the energy's coming at you one way or another. So whether that's good or rough, it's up to you to decide. But if you look here in the box position, number one, we have the King of Swords with the Page of Cups. To me, this felt like someone controlling their words very precisely, like thinking like, all right, if they say this, I'll say that. Like there is some sort of aspect of planning. I do also feel energy coming your way on multiple levels. So if you want to talk to somebody, you're going to be able to. Maybe you need to prepare or pre-prepare what you're going to say beforehand. Uh, Moving to the middle, we have the Page of Pentacles with the Emperor in reverse. Could be a surprising or unexpected talk as well. I mean, we have chit chat going on all over here, but there's just like a lot of energy moving in. This is a conversation that could take a left. And another thing, it's like these energies are campaigning, right? It's like minions involved too, like which could make things sloppy. Don't get pulled into other people's stuff. Moving on the back end, we have the Three of Pentacles with the beautiful Queen of Cups in reverse underneath it. In the good sense, this is somebody getting something off their chest and venting, having someone to talk to. In the rough sense, this could potentially be gossipy. So whether people are gossiping to you, gossiping about you, there's just so much talking. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. Let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this. Give us something other than a court card here. Maybe, hopefully, right? Let's see. What do we got? Yeah, no such luck. See what I mean? There's just people all over your reading. Now, luckily, this is one of the Leo power cards. We got the Queen of Wands. So it's like we got everyone showing up for one reason or another. Now, whether these are energies you're stepping into, the thing I like about the Queen of Wands is that she can be very confident. So if this is advice for spirit, it's like, all right, Leo, be who you are, stay true to yourself, be confident in how you move. She could also represent aesthetics or how one is perceived or presents themselves to the world. So it's funny that we have all this talking and potential gossiping. Now the Queen of Wands is showing up in the shadows. So watch out for anything like that. Now, the rough side with her, she could be an energy that's feeling down or feeling a little lethargic. So if you are dealing with something and it just makes you tired or you're just tired in general, Spirit's asking you to recharge those batteries. But there's something here about appearances. So just know, like, sometimes what it seems might not actually be what it is. So we're going to let her chill right there, Leo. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the November subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and you'd like to have a little chat with me, you can book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. You'll see my digital calendar is open for the month of November. They're filling up pretty quick, so if you'd like to have a chat, come over and see me. But for the November subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of a lovely deck. It's fairly new. It's called Tarot of the Woodland Wardens. It has a whole bunch of fluffy critters. It's really adorable. I think everyone would like it. So if you like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, since it is November, what are you most grateful for right now? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.